So sitting in a Mumbai bungalow, which is quite old, I have two very special guests with me, Imran Hashmi and Nikita Datta, who are here to spook us with their film, Dybbuk. Welcome guys, welcome to IndianExpress.com.
Thank you.
Dybbuk, what an interesting name. Could you just share a little more about what this is all about?
Yeah, well, actually, I think, I don't know if I'm right or wrong on this, it's probably the only Hindi film with a Hebrew title. And it's, I think it's great to have an unusual title like this because it kind of pretty much defines our film. This is a Hebrew word for a ghost. It's apt because it is, it's named after the antagonist, and yeah, it's a horror supernatural film which does away with a lot of cliches of traditional horror films. I think it's extremely unpredictable. Jay has made a fantastic film, and yeah, it's a remake of an original film. And I was very intrigued with what he had done, placing the world of in the world of horror, this Jewish kind of culture, mythology, their beliefs of the occult. I was very fascinated because I didn't know about these things. I was kind of informed for the first time. And there are things in real life like a Dybbuk box. There exists something like a Dybbuk box. That concept is not something that's fictional or something. So that's
Nikita, you tell me, how was your experience doing
This was my first time.
Yes.
Also, as somebody who doesn't regularly watch horror films, this one was new for me and a first. But I think somewhere it has helped me because, of course, I had to go through a series of workshops that they'd given me with fear, with possession, and all of that. So somewhere I will say I've become a little more brave after shooting for this, but the horror still stays. But also I have developed a slight fondness towards horror and thrill, which I didn't have. Like the kind of films I watch has changed a bit.
what a liar.
No, of
When
course
is
that's
the
true.
last time you saw a horror film?
Listen, not horror, I said thrill. That's why I said
You said
thrill.
horror also.
I said horror and thrill.
So when are you going to watch a horror film?
That I'll consider. Thrill, let's be specific.
But personally, have you ever felt anything supernatural?
Yeah, of course
around?
I have.
Please tell us
I
about
have.
it.
You want to go first?
No, because I just get paranoid and I've never felt anything. I just get paranoid for no reason. So you can probably
I don't know if
share
I can
yours.
really link the things that I hear in my house as supernatural, but there's some eerie things that have had no explanation. That's a separate topic. But I have, as a child, my mother always followed Christianity, and she used to take me to the church, like my dad used to take me to the mosque. And there was a day when we were going in for a sermon, and I remember I must have been like, I don't know, must have been 7 or 8. There was an exorcism happening in that church,
Okay.
and I didn't see it. I have heard it. I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but it was at that age, or I think for any age, it was pretty much the most frightening thing that I've.
Absolutely.
But I'm a very rational thinker. So there's part of me that's always confused. I'm skeptical about it, but there are things that I have heard and seen, not really seen, I would say, heard more like, because that was the day I heard something, which, like, I don't know, maybe there is something, I don't know.
Amazing.
I've heard experiences of people having spoken to mediums, and the medium actually saying things that only that person and the deceased relative would know, very, very private things.
Tell me, while growing up, any stereotype or any myth that you kind of believed in or you heard about it, as you mentioned that bade wale to khule mat ghumo.
So this is all something that I've heard in the
what started
industry. No, this is all your hair didis and makeup dadas will tell you that
what it
khule.
ended up at.
Yeah, just to be safe. So old spooky house. But apart from that, of course, there's this whole thing that 3 to 4 is your devil's hour. And so I used to live in a hostel, and you know, when you're awake in the hostel at night, studying and doing whatever, so you know, you have to go around the corridors. We had this thing where we used to take the agarbatti and go, because there was this whole belief that the moment you have agarbatti in your hand, the ghost, if it's there, is not going to come near you. And we all had Hanuman Chalisa by hearted, so it's like you're saying the Hanuman Chalisa and taking the agarbatti and going wherever you have to.
So bizarre.
Apart from scaring people, horror films are also touted to be regressive or kind of just promoting supernaturals. What is your take on this as actors who are doing horror films? Imran, you've done a lot.
But it depends what you mean by regressive, right? I mean, if generally being progressive, you will always shun these things. Being someone who you feel that you look for some kind of rationale in things, you will always put up a question mark and say that, you know, this is bogus because you've never seen a ghost. But there's always that existential question that what happens after you die? No one really knows. And again, I can't be arrogant enough to tell you or anyone that it's finality and that nothing exists after that. Just because you don't know and you don't have the answers doesn't mean that's not there. That doesn't exist. It's just not in the domain of our consciousness. So, and these films, there are films that are regressive in a way because they use jump scares that they use, those tactics in horror films, which are very common back in the day because I was growing up in the 80s and Ramsey films were very popular back then. So they used to use the age-old, you know, monster film jump scare tactics, which were great for any kid growing up when you're 9, 10 years old. But it's a little laughable when you look back. But again, there was a wave, there was a trend back then in the 80s.
Absolutely.
But we've not dabbled with horror as much. I wish, as you know, our cinema would do more of that. We don't do enough of that.
And do you think it can match the Indian cinema when it comes to horror?
The Indian cinema can match that?
Yeah, it can match it or not?
Yes and no. I mean, there is potential. I think we've got great talent here, but unfortunately, not too many filmmakers understand horror here.
Yeah.
I think a lot of filmmakers like to kind of dabble with cliches. But what's good about the OTT trend is that because it's not, it's just not dependent on theatrical viewing, which tends to make you play on a very safe ground. I think now more people will experiment. Like, although theaters were open back then, but I think Tumbar was a fantastic film. Took so many years to make it. But what a fascinating film. I mean, at no point you feel that, you know, it lacks coherence. You don't know, this film has been written since like the 90s and then it was made over the course of so many years. But what a special film for this genre. So we are kind of breaking the mold time and again with films like that. We again in this try to break the mold of horror, and I just feel that there is scope.
And on a final note, I'll give you a 1-minute timer. I want each of you to say one line each and create a horror story.
One line?
Yeah, one sentence each, and then you create a horror story together.
Okay.
So it's like Imran and Nikita special horror story. The time, who's starting?
Ladies
I'll
first.
start.
Okay. Start.
In the deep forest,
There's a woman wearing a white sari.
walking aimlessly.
She's holding a agarbatti in her hand.
This is not common.
Come on, it's not a common thing, but it's a out of the box horror film.
Chanting something.
And that's Hanuman Chalisa.
And then she sees somebody walking towards her,
Another woman in a sari, but in a red sari.
holding a candle.
And this one is like, why are you holding a candle? Generally, the agarbatti would kind of get rid of spirits.
Because she is the spirit.
Yes. Are we done with 1 minute?
No, 40.
Okay. So this woman floats and comes close to the woman wearing a white sari.
And the woman in a white sari blows her candle.
5 seconds to go.
I would rather say that she kind of puts the agarbatti into her eye.
and you're done.
And she
1 minute is-
disintegrates over there. This is the worst. script ever.
Oh shit.